GOLFJAY.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the GOLFJAY podcast on GOLFJAY.com. I'm Jim Sinacropi alongside Rhett Taccone inside the Finger Lakes 1.TV studios in Seneca Falls, New York on Monday, January 11th. And we're glad to be back after our holiday break. The PGA Tour is back, as well as the Tournament of Champions at Kapalua, and we'll be talking all about it, including Jordan Spieth's runaway victory for his 7th career win.
It's on a roll.
Ties Tiger in terms of 7th win by that age.
Yep.
The latest golf fashion trend, high top golf shoes. We'll tell you what we think about that. We'll give you our fantasy golf picks for the Sony Hawaiian Open, and we'll have a chance for you to win a GOLFJAY.com hat if you're the first to answer this week's trivia question. So let's get it underway here for the new 2016 season. The Tournament of Champions. Jordan Spieth, 22, now owns 7 PGA Tour wins in his young career, which matches Tiger Woods for the second most by a golfer age 22 or younger. It was good old Horton Smith who had 14. Yeah, so Tiger looks up at Horton Smith in that category. But, I mean, I was watching the event and
just blazing. New Year.
He couldn't have lost that tournament if he tried, you know?
No. New Year, same result. A lot of the same from Jordan Spieth. I mean, the guy was on fire, hitting second shots on par 5s to 30 feet and for eagles and almost holing them out, and just nothing he could do that was gonna have him lose that tournament.
And a lot of people told me they tuned out because it was just such a blowout. But, I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off the guy.
I mean, you want to see somebody going 30 under? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, the way he's just zoned in, man. He's dialed in. He's been dialed in for the last 12 months to 18 months. And just it looks like we might see more of the same this year.
He was first in proximity on approaches from more than 200 yards, coming in with an average about 38 feet 9 inches, which is pretty incredible. 38 feet, not yards.
Not yards.
He was also a field leading 16 under par on the par 5s, and that from a guy who's not a long hitter. The guy's amazing, and one thing that his competitors should be a little concerned about is that he's got a 3-iron with a graphite shaft. That's what he was using on those shots.
And it's amazing. At Kapalua on the 18th hole, that's that par 5, fairly long, but it's all downhill, so these guys get tremendous roll on their tee shots. They're hitting their second shots, 3-irons, 4-irons into the green in 2. And, on Friday, he almost holds it out from...
shot of the year so far, shot of 2016.
A little over 300 yards, he almost holds that out, and that was just crazy. So, to go that far under on the par 5s there, just it's something to marvel at. It's crazy.
Everybody's talking, is Spieth gonna equal or better Tiger's career, which he's kind of on pace to right now. A long way to go, but with that comes the discussion about Jack Nicklaus's major record. Is Spieth gonna come out and win a couple more majors this year?
If he starts off the beginning of his career like Tiger did and he keeps rolling, who knows? But I mean, there is a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of great young guys right around his age that could potentially do the same type of thing he's doing, in any given year. We just don't know. Like you said,
they're all going to come in second and third.
That could be, because that's the way it is right now. I mean, he could make a serious run at it. I mean, he's got the talent, he's got the mind for it. That's one of the things I love about the guy.
Yeah, obviously.
His mental side is right there. I mean, some of the, he just in his comments after the round talking about Tiger and what he's done and how he wants to emulate that. I mean, he's got that focus, and there's only a few out there that have that kind of real deal focus.
And perhaps the best putter in the world.
Yeah, and I still don't know how he doesn't look at the ball when he hits it, but if it's working for him, I might have to try it.
Yeah, I've given that a shot, and it's actually, you guys, it's not that bad for the short ones. If you struggle with the short ones, commit to it for a couple of rounds and see what happens.
Right.
So one other note on Kapalua, talk about second place finishes. Patrick Reed, solo second.
Another guy on
third
fire.
runner-up in his last 4 starts worldwide. He's not playing in the Sony this week, but keep an eye on Patrick Reed. He's playing great.
The weeks that he's on the PGA Tour, definitely keep an eye on him. I know he's going to do a lot of mixed schedule with a lot of European Tour tournaments as well. But yeah, he's definitely one to always keep an eye on each week in your fantasy if you're playing those.
So something you may have not noticed this week, but we had a couple golfers wearing high tops. Ricky Fowler, Brooks Koepka wearing high top golf shoes.
Yeah.
Michelle Wee did it last year.
Michelle Wee, she started it with the Nike Blazer, taking the old high top basketball shoe and putting some spikes on them. These guys are taking a little bit of different twist to them though, but I'm not sure, Jim. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I kind of like it a little bit. I like Patrick Reed's the fact that he's wearing Nikes, and he could, like Keegan Bradley. I'm a big fan of Air Jordans, so I like Keegan Bradley's golf cleats. But I don't know. It's golf. It's not basketball, so a little torn there.
I mean, I don't know if it provides any type of game improvement aspect with the ankle stabilization or something, but I don't like it at all. But that's just me. If people like it, that's what they want to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that that kind of stuff is probably good for the game of golf right now.
I mean,
if you get somebody out there, some new players, maybe they like the way that looks. Maybe they feel a little more comfortable. I don't know. Maybe you can go straight from the course to the gym.
Yeah, it's definitely
shoot some hoops.
I'd rather go straight from the course to the 19th hole. But hey, if you want to play basketball after your round, then you can certainly do that. But yeah, you're right. It's one of those things where it's trendy, it's new. We're always trying to get new players to the game and keep it hip and popular. And this is definitely a way to do it. I'm not sure about those pants that Ricky wore with the shoes. Kind of, not sure about that with the tight elastic around the pants. But hey, who am I to say that? Ricky's doing pretty good. And
we're relatively old men at this point, so
a little more traditional.
We probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I shouldn't say much about it, like in that regards, not hating on it, but I don't know. It's definitely something that I could see getting used to if the model or the shoe itself was a cool looking shoe. I know they have had some of the Air Jordans iterations of those in the last year. They brought them out in golf shoes, so that was cool. A little different look, but overall, I got to go with middle of the road.
Give me the Adacross. You got a pair of Adacross on right now, actually.
I got a pair on right now, absolutely.
And
always wearing them.
I like that and the Echoes.
But it's more, we're not all the way traditional where we got the wingtips or the saddle shoes. But I don't know about high top basketball shoes on the course. These new ones that they have more like comfortable shoes, sneakers. Those I'm more on those in that realm.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Earlier this week on GOLFJAY.com, we were fortunate enough to sit down for about a half an hour with HELGE MEYER. He's the marketing director at Vice Golf. Vice Golf creates golf balls and then hats and now gloves.
Yep.
Kind of broke into the market. I don't like calling them knockoffs.
They're not. No,
yeah,
absolutely not. Not when they're busted into the Golf Digest, top 50 golf balls in gold. They got a gold seal from Golf Digest for this model, the Pro Plus. So we can't call them knockoffs. That's for sure. They're just a new brand.
No, I played them all last season, and that's one reason why we lined up this interview, because I wanted to learn more from HELGE about how. They broke into the market, and especially some of the things they're doing marketing-wise, because they've really established a great brand, and that's what we talk about in the interview. It's available at GOLFJAY.com. We talk about the marketing strategies. We talk about them breaking into the already crowded market. We talk about the Acushnet patent lawsuit.
Yep.
And so it's a great interview.
Pricing.
GOLFJAY.com. Check it out. So time for the first trivia question of 2016. Tweet your answer at the GOLFJAY on Twitter. First person to tweet us gets a GOLFJAY hat, and we'll contact you back through Twitter, let you know you won. You can send us your address and whatnot, but you got to be in it to win it.
This is a tough question.
This is a tough one, and of course, the answer could be found with a little research.
Absolutely.
But anybody that knows it off the top of their head will have an instant advantage. So, this week's trivia question. Jimmy Walker won the last two Sony Hawaiian Opens. 3 other players have won this event back-to-back since 1965 when it started. So name them. Name all 3 of them. And I know you probably know it off the top of your head, right?
Some big names, but, it's a tough question. Let's see what we can get back from our viewers.
So at the GOLFJAY on Twitter with your answers there, and we'll give the answer at the end of the show. So normally about this time in the podcast, we give you a golf tip. Sometimes we pull it from the pages of some classic golf books. This one, I'm just going to give you a quick hit. It's winter up here in upstate New York and much of the country.
Finally not able to get out on the course. We played a few times in December, but now we're kind of stuck inside.
And if you're like me, I love golf. I love practicing golf, but once winter hits, I'm not much of an indoor guy. I'll putt the carpet every now and then, but I committed this winter to take 50 practice swings a day.
I like it.
And I missed a couple days, but it's not too hard to grab the club, go out in the driveway, take about 50 nice practice swings with a 4-iron or a 5-iron.
Right.
Keep loose, concentrate on making that full turn. And I tell you, doing that, it makes me feel, and when spring finally comes, if I keep that up, I won't feel like it's starting over again. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've been enjoying that. Thought I'd share that with you on the golf tip of the week. And I also want to make you aware of some fitness videos that we've posted over the last month that the podcast has been away. Jessica Kowalski shares some great tips, and we've got 4 of them up so far. Each video is less than a minute and a half. And basically these fitness videos are focusing on movements designated to strengthen your core muscles for better control distance and to alleviate some of the back pain.
Back pain, a little bit, work with your balance, making sure you're not, off center on your swings. Definitely helps with distance, and takes a little bit of a chiropractic approach to golf fitness. So check those out.
Yep, 4 videos online at golfjay.com, and more coming. About every couple weeks we're releasing a new one of those. So a couple ideas there to keep your body in golf shape during this off season here, because we can't all be in Hawaii.
Right, exactly.
Playing golf. Speaking of being in Hawaii playing golf, fantasy golf primer for the Hawaiian Open. We're going to give you our winner, we're going to give you a sleeper, and we're going to give you a solid play. What you do with that information is up to you. But we're also going to track it now that it's 2016, and we're going to have a personal competition.
Yes, absolutely.
On wins and top 10s, okay?
Yep, I like it. I'm ready to go this week.
So the Sony Hawaiian Open at Wiley Country Club, it's a par 70, 7,000 yards. As I mentioned in the trivia segment, Jimmy Walker won the last 2 years. Russell Henley won it in 2013. And Jordan Spieth not playing, Jason Day not playing, and Red Hot Patrick Reed not playing. So get those guys off your radar before you put your DraftKings team together, or pick them on your Yahoo leagues.
Still some big names out there, and some guys that won late in the year. There's a bunch of good picks out there.
Well, I feel real good about my pick for a winner this week. We want to go sleeper first? We want to go up or down?
Why don't we go sleeper first?
Yeah, let's save our winners for the end. My sleeper pick is Chad Collins. He tied for 30th last year. Now, a lot of you guys say, well, what does that mean? The thing you got to understand about in tour, sometimes we place with fantasy picks so much emphasis on a guy finished top 20 or a guy finished top 10. Chad Collins last year tied for 30 on this golf course. He had 4 rounds in the 60s, and he was just 3 shots out of the top 10.
Right.
So, I'm not going to say, oh, he only finished tied for 30th. I'm going to go with the guy who finished tied for 13th.
Yep. Absolutely.
Chad Collins, 40 rounds in the 60s. He's my sleeper this week.
Yeah.
Who do you got for a sleeper?
I like Jerry Kelly. Jerry Kelly just seems to keep on trucking, so to speak. He's had a few good rounds, good tournaments last year. He had a good year, and he was T6 last year. And
4 shots ahead of my guy.
Yeah. And he had.
But it sounds like such a big difference.
Exactly. But he had 3 rounds in the 60s, so he had a second round 62. So
old guy can
he can swing it.
Golf.
He likes this course, and so I'm going to go with Jerry Kelly as my sleeper.
All right, who you got for your solid play?
Well, solid play says it all for this guy last year. He did miss the cut at this tournament last year, but from that point on, he pretty much had a very consistent year, and I'm going to go with Tony Finau. He had a good 2015. He just signed with Nike, so he's raring to go. He's ready to be that consistent guy and break through with some wins this year. I feel good about it.
I know he's a personal favorite of yours.
Absolutely. I love that guy.
You like this? It won't be your last Finau pick of the season.
This will not be.
You'll probably do just fine, too.
One of these days, I'm going to get him to be on the top as my winner, but I'm not ready to do that just yet.
Solid play this week at the Sony Hawaiian Open for me. Scott Piercy tied for second last year, just coming off a solid fall season. Yep. He won a FedEx event.
Right.
Still flying a little under the radar when you're talking about some of the other names that you might consider when you're putting your team together. But remember Scott Piercy. And I wanted to go with Russell Knox for my solid play, too. He was top 10 last year, and I think he's ready for a breakout year.
Pick one.
But you can only pick one, so I go with Piercy. Now for our winners.
Okay, I'm going to go with Matt Kuchar, the Cooch.
Yep, smiling.
Yep, absolutely. He had a great finish to his season. He won in Mexico at the end of 2015. And President's Cup had a great, very, very consistent. He's he makes every cut pretty much, and the guy wins tournaments all throughout the year. So I'm gonna go with Kuchar to start the year off right.
Okay, fair. You think he wins a major this year?
I don't know, man. I'm waiting for that
Too
to
much
happen.
competition.
But Jordan Spieth and all those other guys, I don't know if he's ready for that yet.
Well, my pick is a former major champion and a guy who I'm just predicting is going to have a monster year this year. A little gut feeling on it. It's Adam Scott.
There it is. You're not concerned at all about the anchored putter switch?
No, he's already played well without it.
Right.
He went to the shorter putter before he had to get used to it, and he did okay. And what's the putter he's using? Is it an Odyssey? We should know that, but
it's a Titleist putter.
It's a big
it's a Cameron.
It's big.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what he's going to pull out here, but I just predict that Scott too good of a game to have the slump, which hasn't been that bad of a slump.
No, I wouldn't say it's a slump. He's been quiet.
It's time for him to jump up there. With the days and
make
Spieth.
Another move.
He's got one more chance, a couple years before his time has passed.
It's crazy to say that he's in his 30s, and he's in golf that used to be a young guy. Now the young guys are 22, 23, and there's a bunch of them. It used to be just Tiger, but I like that pick though. That's a good one.
Yeah, Adam Scott. So good luck with your fantasy golf games this week, and I guess we can give you our trivia answer now. Name the back-to-back Hawaiian Open champs. 3 other players have done it since Jimmy Walker did it the last 2 years. And going backwards in time, Ernie Els did it in 2003, 2004. Corey Pavin did it in 86 and 87. And Hubert Green did it in 78 and 79. And, I look at those names, and back then, Ernie Els was like the Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
And even Corey Pavin during that stretch, 86, 87,
80s.
he was like, people were like, nobody will ever beat this guy again. So we all have so much confidence that Spieth is just going to dominate. People really felt similar to names like Els and Pavin and Hubert Green too in the 70s for some of those older guys that remember.
Talking about a major winner, a 5-time major winner, and so Hubert Green again was a very good player back in his day as well.
Luke Donald's another one. There at one point you were like, nobody in the world is going to beat this guy for the next 20 years.
Yeah, he'll win 5-6 majors, and and he talked about retiring last year. So check that out at golfjay.com too, by the way.
So there you have it. Our first episode of 2016 in the books, and thanks for spending some time with us on the golfjay.com podcast. You can connect with us online at the GolfJay on Twitter. Sure,
that's right.
You can find us on Instagram at the _GolfJ.
Absolutely.
And you can search for GolfJay on Facebook, and you'll find us there too. So
don't forget to like us.
So we appreciate you tuning in. All our episodes and the best of the worldwide of golf on the web can be found at golfjay.com. We'll be back next Monday with another episode. Until then, no matter what you're doing this week, go low.
GolfJay.com